Live from Overton Stadium in Jackson, Tennessee, the BallGame Blitz Sports Network and Worthy Road Studios proudly present USJ Bruins Baseball, as tonight the Bruins take on Kirk Academy of Grenada, Mississippi. Steve Beverly here with you with all of the action this evening, and glad to have all of you aboard who are joining us on the Worthy Road Studios YouTube page, on the website of University School of Jackson, as well as those of you watching us on Facebook on the BallGame Blitz and Worthy Road Studios Facebook pages. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. And as usual, the University School of Jackson Chorus bringing you the Star Spangled Banner tonight. Let's give you the starting lineups for the visiting team. Anthony Carolla, the second baseman, will be hitting first. Noah Jackson, the center fielder, batting second. In the third slot is their big gun. He's already committed to the University of Mississippi. Hudson Maddox, the shortstop. Landon Rice, the pitcher, is in cleanup. Carter Hathrack, the third baseman, is batting fifth. Batting sixth, Gage Griffin, the first baseman. Logan Pratt, the right fielder, batting seventh. Jace West, the left fielder, is hitting eighth. And in the 9 spot is Aiden Noah, the catcher. Now on the mound for the Bruins tonight will be Clennon Harden, who's usually in at shortstop. And taking over that tonight is going to be Berkeley Pettigrew, who is not going to be in the hitting lineup. Kurt Salmons, as Danny Giles has shaken up the batting order a little bit, Kurt Salmons will be the leadoff hitter, playing left field. Batting second, Max Kilburn, the catcher. And Nash Kilburn, usually the leadoff hitter, is moving down to the third slot in the right fielder. Wyatt Scott, the center fielder, is batting fourth. Clennon Harden, the pitcher, will be fifth, and Jackson Sills, designated hitter, is batting sixth. Maddox Rabin, who had the thrilling 2-out single to win it on Monday night against Fayette Academy, he's batting seventh, playing first base. Brooks Jones, the second baseman, is batting eighth, and in the 9 spot is Corbin Howard, the third baseman. And those are your starters for the Bruins tonight. And we're getting started a few minutes early on this one tonight. The Bruins defeated the Kirk Academy JV team 8-0 in a 4-inning game. And they were restriping the field, and we're about set to go with tonight's game. And the shadows are going to be a bit of a problem in the infield here in the probably first 40 minutes of this game. And they're going to be staring right into the setting sun in the outfield, but we have almost no wind out here tonight. And the first pitch of the game is low. No, it's in there for a strike. Ump a little slow making his signal. That's no balls and one strike to Anthony Corolla, the second baseman. There's the next pitch. That's high and over his head, a ball and a strike. It was a hitter's game on Monday night, but what a thrilling finish when Maddox Rabin delivered just over the first base bag and brought home the winning runs. And there's a high fly ball going into right field, and the right fielder is there, Nash Kilburn, to put it away for out number one. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Noah Jackson. This Kirk Academy team, they do a lot of traveling. They'll be playing another game in Jackson tomorrow. We'll be back on the air tomorrow at 11 a.m. as this USJ team will take on Chester County. And the pitch. Just missed the corner. 1 ball and no strikes. Jackson is a good ground ball hitter. And the pitch, that was a good fastball, and he fouls that one back, a ball and a strike. They're playing him pretty much straight away in the outfield. After an overcast morning, we've got a beautiful evening, 69 degrees here in the hub city of West Tennessee. Again, another one of those perfect nights for high school baseball. That's high, ball 2. We got 1 away, 2 balls and 1 strike, nobody on base. And Harden, the pitch, hits the corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And we got a good turnout of folks who have shown up here for a Friday night game. And the wind and the pitch. And that's fouled back to the screen. Still 2-2. USJ has its prom tomorrow night, and that's one of the reasons for the early start time tomorrow of 11 a.m. So if you're planning to be out here tomorrow, get here early. Get all your shopping done as quickly as you can and get on out here and enjoy it because it's going to be a nice day tomorrow for the game. And the wind and the pitch, that's a little high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. We've gone full to Noah Jackson. Hudson Maddox, the guy who is already committed to Ole Miss, will be next. And the wind and the 3-2. And he struck him out. Excellent fastball. 2 down, and here is Hudson Maddox. Michael Bianco, the head coach of Kirk Academy, knows a little something about Ole Miss baseball because his father, Mike Bianco, is the head coach for the Rebels and, of course, won the national championship last year. That's high for ball 1. I talked to Michael before the game, and he told me, he said that was the 2 greatest weeks of his life at the College World Series last year. The wind and the pitch, and he gets it on the corner, a ball and a strike. And you got to know, because it was an Ole Miss team that just caught fire at the right time of year. They were not even in the top 25, but they got a bid. And that one's a little bit high, 2 balls and a strike. And then just swept through the field and came home with the first national championship ever for an Ole Miss team. The wind and the pitch. Hits that corner beautifully. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Harden looks like he's really got his stuff here in the first inning. Waiting on his sign. And the pitch. And just goes a little high, goes off the catcher's mitt. So it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Last 2 guys have gone to full counts, but he managed to get Noah Jackson with a strikeout. Let's see if he goes fastball on him. Try to challenge strength for strength, and that one's outside, ball 4. So Maddox takes first with a walk, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Landon Rice, hitting cleanup tonight for the Raiders. He's a left-hander. And he's looking Maddox back over at first. and steps off the rubber. Not a forecast of rain anywhere near us this evening. There's the wind and the pitch, and got it for strike one. Hit that outside corner. Got the number 2 man in the trucking company here tonight, Christopher Reasons, as he is at the helm, bringing you all the pictures as your director this evening. And that one's outside. That may have been a pitch out just to see if Maddox was going to take off. Ball and a strike to Landon Rice. Trying to see if he can help his own cause here in the first inning. There, flip over to first, and Maddox is easily back. This season is really zipping along here as we are going to be, and there he goes, and he's going to go down to second on the wild pitch. This season really zipping along. Tomorrow we'll be halfway through the month of May, and I don't know where the first 3.5 years of 2023 have gone, but they are flipping by fast. Although I'm sure if you're a student at USJ, it probably is not going fast enough. That's the way it is when you're in high school. And the pitch, that one's outside for ball 3. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Rice. The third baseman, Carter Hathrack, would be next. And here comes the 3-1. And goes inside. So 2 straight walks as Rice goes down to first base, and here comes Carter Hathrack, the third baseman, with runners on first and second and an opportunity to deliver something. And let's see if Clennon can get his stuff back that he had with the first 2 hitters. Gage Griffin, the first baseman, would follow. And here's the pitch, and that one is fouled out of play. No balls and a strike. We think that, let's say if this goes not like the 3.5-hour game that we had on Monday night, if this goes maybe a conventional 2.5 hours, temperature may get down to about 62, 63 by the time we wind up tonight, but it's still going to be very comfortable. And that one's a nice change of pace and got him. Throw down to second, and Maddox is safely back in. So no balls and 2 strikes. He's already got 1 strikeout tonight. Let's see what he does delivering on the 0-2. See if he tries to get him to chase one outside. The wind and the pitch. Outside, ball and 2 strikes. Lights have been turned on here at the stadium. Of course, we had that power outage the other night. Hey, got him for a strike 3. Got him to chase one outside. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for Clennon Hardin. No runs on no hits. They did get a couple of walks, but 2 men left on base, no errors. And so we have completed a half inning of play. The Raiders nothing. Bruins just now coming into bat.
Tired of going to the dealerships only to see empty spaces? Then come to Carlock Nissan of Jackson. We have over 60 new vehicles in stock and more coming in daily. You can see, feel, and of course smell that new car smell. Save up to $8,600 off MSRP on a new Nissan. Plus, special APR financing as low as 1.9%. It's all at Carlock Nissan of Jackson. You should already be here.
Mention BallGame Blitz Sports Network and receive a free gift.
Boy, didn't that fish look good in that commercial. go by Red Hook, and you will be stuffed to the gill when it's over with. On the mound is Landon Rice for Kirk Academy, again from Grenada, Mississippi, if you're unfamiliar with them. And he'll face Kurt Sammons, Max Kilburn, and Nash Kilburn. It's unusual to not have Nash in the leadoff spot tonight, but they've moved him down to number 3, and Kurt is going to lead us off this evening. All right, let's see if the Bruins can get one started just like the JV team did. They got a run in the first inning of their 8-0 win this afternoon. And Rice delivers his first pitch outside for ball 1. The Bruins had to stay patient on Monday night against Fayette Academy. Fell behind twice in the game and finally came back with that rally in the 9th inning as it went to extra inning. That was a lazy fly ball into left field. And snagging it is Jace West, the left fielder, for out number 1. And that'll bring up the catcher, Max Kilburn. I can tell you that this team was exhausted after that marathon outing on Monday night that was prolonged by that 19-minute power outage delay. And nobody wants to think about that, a repeat of that tonight. And that one goes into the outside corner for strike 1. We had a little of everything in Monday night's game. And the stretch and the pitch. And got him again in the corner. It's no balls and 2 strikes to Max Kilburn. Nash will be next. And the wind and the pitch. High, ball 1. As I've mentioned so often during this season, this is one of the most immaculate high school stadiums for baseball that you'll find anywhere. Matches up with a lot of the excellent college fields. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I'll keep reminding you that, in case you just tuned in, 11 a.m. is our game time for tomorrow against Chester County. And the pitch. That one is going to go to second base. He has to rush over there and toss it to first for out number 2. That brings up the right fielder, Nash Kilburn. Of course, Nash had some extra base hits on Monday night. He delivered a double and a triple. And if he'd hit a home run, he would have gone for the cycle. Had a single in the 9th in the extra inning game, so he had just about everything. He would have had the complete cycle if he had hit a home run out, but they'll take anything he can deliver. Nobody on, and the pitch. And just a bit high. Ball and no strikes to Nash Kilburn. Wyatt Scott, the center fielder, would be next. And that one's low. 2 balls and no strikes. Say hello to all of you grandmas, grandpas, and all of you aunts, uncles, cousins, good friends. Anybody who has a connection with any of these players for both teams, glad to be having you aboard tonight as we bring you tonight's action. And that one gets away. And it's a 3-0 count to Nash Kilburn. But it's always good to have all of the family members who can't get here in person. And we appreciate that on BallGame Blitz Sports Network that you're all with us tonight. The 3-0 goes right down the middle for strike 1. 3 balls and a strike. There are some people who have brought along some blankets tonight just in case after the sun goes down that they begin to feel a chill, but it's not going to be horrible. And that one hits the inside corner. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Nash Kilburn. If he sees what he likes here, he's got the green light. The stretch and the pitch. And that one's tapped beyond the pitcher, and he cannot come up with it. We're going to give him a base hit, an infield hit on that one, because that was a tough play for the second baseman. So Nash with an infield hit. That was between the pitcher and the second baseman. And Anthony Corolla he just really had a difficult time coming up with that one because it went to a roll very quickly. Here is Hondo Scott, the center fielder. And that one's fouled out of play. No balls and a strike. Wyatt hitting in the cleanup spot instead of number 7 where he was on Monday night. He had 2 singles and a sacrifice fly on Monday evening. Nash getting a lead down at first, and the pitch goes right down in there for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to Wyatt Scott. Clennon Harden, the pitcher, would be next. He looks the runner back at first. And the pitch. And that one's fouled. Looks like it's out of play. Somebody walking over toward the concession stand. It startled her just a bit as she was headed over there and heard that ball hit on the concrete. All right, we'll wind it again. No balls and 2 strikes. Nash is always a threat to steal. And the wind. And the pitch. And there's a drive into right field, and he's chasing it, and it bends foul. Right fielder gave it a long run, and it just kept bending foul. It was a good lick by Wyatt Scott, so we'll reset it again at no balls and 2 strikes. He gave it a good ride. Nash would have scored probably easily if that ball had dropped. So here we go again. 2 outs, 1 on, and no balls and 2 strikes in the pitch. And that one's tapped foul. Hondo is hanging tough here at the plate in the first inning. Nash gets that lead once again. He'll be taking off with this pitch. And Rice delivers. Outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. This has been a marathon at bat for Hondo. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. Taking a lot of time here. And he delivers again and struck him out. Wyatt got around on that a bit late. And that is out number 3. So there were no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. So we've completed an inning, and we have no score.
Ready for spring cleaning? Don't forget your HVAC system. Somebody needs to clean out all that dust and grime, and that somebody is us. Let McCoy's Heating and Air professionally clean your system so cool air can flow where it needs to go. Schedule now and you can get your cleaning for only $90. Call McCoy's Heating and Air at 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com. McCoy's Heating and Air, Jackson's most trusted team of technicians.
Carlac Prestige is not your typical used car dealer. We have everything from a Porsche to this, and lots more. We inspect and repair all our vehicles. Ask us to prove it. We will.
Carlac Prestige, Van Drive, Jackson.
At Arrington Funeral Directors, we accept all prearranged funerals. So you may have prearranged your funeral in this town with another funeral home or even in another state, but we accept all prearranged funerals because we're here to serve families.
And we do hope you'll go by and tell all of our fine sponsors how much you enjoyed watching Bruin baseball and Bruin softball during the spring, and also our coverage here on the BallGame Blitz Sports Network of soccer, tennis, and track. We've got it all right here on the BallGame Blitz. So Clinton Harden getting ready for his second inning of work, and stepping in at the top half of the second inning is the first baseman Gage Griffin. He'll be followed by right fielder Logan Pratt and left fielder Jace West. Had 2 strikeouts in the first inning. That was a hard fastball that got away from him. Ball and no strikes. And the stretch and the pitch. And that one is going to short. Fires long and high and goes over the head of the first baseman, so they're going to hold him to first. He had a chance to get him, but that's going to go as an error on the shortstop. Pettigrew had just too much. It's like he ate too many Wheaties this morning when he let fly with that one. Logan Pratt, the right fielder, with a runner on. And the pitch. And that's a little bit outside for ball 1. Griffin is a good threat to go, so they're going to be watching him very closely down at first. And that one hit the corner perfectly. A ball and a strike to Pratt. We don't know a great deal about this Kirk Academy team, but we know that they do play a lot of road games. And the pitch. And that one's going to be tapped. Second baseman runs over to Hopper, goes to second and nails the force, gets the lead runner. Heads up play on that one by Brooks Jones, tossing to Berkeley Pettigrew. So it's 4-5 for out number 1. Pratt goes down to first on the fielder's choice. And that brings up the left fielder, Jace West. He'll be followed by Aiden Noah, the catcher. So Harden doing a good job of staying ahead of the hitters for the most part tonight. Beautiful Friday night in West Tennessee. Just couldn't get any better than this. And there's a strike. 0-1 to West. We'll be a little warmer. It's supposed to be close to 80 tomorrow. It probably will not reach quite there until we have finished tomorrow's game, which begins again at 11 a.m., and we'll have it for you live, but encourage you to get out here to the ballpark. Here's the pitch, and that one is fouled back. No balls and 2 strikes to Jace West. Aiden Noah, the catcher, would follow him. And the 0-2. Runner going, and it's fouled back to the screen. Pratt left no question about that he was headed down to second, but he's got to make the trot back to first. And throw over to first. He's back quickly. Clemens just letting him know, I know you're there. And West steps back in the batter's box. And here's the 0-2. Outside. Ball and 2 strikes. Max Kilburn gave a glance at a throw to first, but decided not to. And here comes the 1-2. Just missed the corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the line and the pitch. Fouled back to the screen. West is hanging tough. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wyatt Scott had a marathon at bat in the Bruins half of the first, and the same thing's happening here with West. Throw over to first. Back in easily. And the wind Going back to first again. Runner gets back. These guys won't have a lot of time to think about tonight's game because that turnaround is very quickly, playing at 11 a.m. on Saturday. The runner going, firing down to second, and he beats the throw. But he struck him out, so West strikes out. Tried to get a double play out of it, but Pratt with the stolen base, and that brings up the catcher, Aiden Noah, who's hitting in the 9 spot. That's the third strikeout of the game for Clennon Harden. Runner in scoring position now. We got no score, and that one hits the corner again. Boy, he has been hitting the outside corners quite well this evening. No balls and a strike to Noah. Top of the order will be next. And there's a high fly ball deep left field, and it bends foul. That one, if you're a Bruins fan, was a little bit scary because it looked like it may drop in potentially for extra bases, but the runner's got to make a slow drop back down to second, and Noah faces an 0-2 count. So let's see if Clennon can deliver another strikeout. And Noah steps back into the box. And here we go with the 0-2. And that's tapped right back to the pitcher, and he's going to easily toss it over to first for out number 3. So that's 1-3, and it was no runs on no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. So at the end of an inning and a half, we still are deadlocked at 0-0.
Fleet Feet, your locally owned source for the best shoes for school, work, running, and everyday comfort. They offer a 3D scan of your feet and professional fitting. Fleet Feet sells the top-selling brands Hoka, OnCloud, and Brooks. To add comfort to your spikes or other performance shoes, let Fleet Feet fit you for a pair of arch support inserts. Get the quality you want and the service you deserve at Fleet Feet in Jackson on Oil Well Road beside Walgreens.
At Dynamics Physical Therapy, we help our clients get back to doing what they love. Dynamics is now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
So far, we've seen good pitching from both of these hurlers, and taking his warm-up tosses again is Landon Rice. Sunset was scheduled 7:27 tonight, and we are literally just about 6 minutes away from it. We're seeing it slowly fade over our shoulders in the press box, and no more shadows out on the field, and they'll begin to deal with the stadium lighting. And the pitcher, Clennon Harden, is getting set to step into the batter's box. He'll be followed by the designated hitter, Jackson Sills, and the first baseman, Maddox Rabin, who was the guy who delivered the 2-out single that won it on Monday night against Fayette Academy. And boy, this place erupted when he nailed that one. Maddox had walked twice in the game and struck out, but then he hit one so hard that I don't think anybody could have been able to knock that one down. It went right over the first base bag and scored the winning runs, and it was a 13-12 victory. As I say, not a pitching duel on Monday evening, but tonight is shaping up that way, at least for now. So he's finished his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to go. And they whip the ball around the infield. All right, Clennon Harden He's pitched 2 good innings, struck out 3 so far. Got out of a 2-walk jam in the first inning very easily. And the pitch. That one's fouled off to the right. So we got an 0-1 count. If you've not been able to make it out in person to any of the games this season, you still got some time. Tomorrow would be a great day at the 11 a.m. first pitch. Love to see you out here in person. And went for one that dipped away from him. Nice curveball. That's no balls and 2 strikes to Clennon Harden. And the wind, the pitch. And that's high for ball 1. Ball and 2 strikes. Rice getting ready to deliver the 1-2. Low for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Clennon Harden. Monday night, he had a big double in the 8th inning that kept the game alive for the Bruins. And that one's a high chop to the third baseman. He's going to have to throw it quickly. And the first baseman digs it out for out number 1. And so Jackson Sills, the designated hitter, will step in. So far this evening, only 1 hit, and he drives. That one's high. I thought Jackson might have to slide out of the way of that one. Ball and no strikes. Nobody is on, and 1 out here in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. And the pitch is in the corner for strike 1. 1-1 count. And fires one that's high for ball 2. He has that interesting style where he covers the lower half of his face with the glove before he delivers. And the pitch. And that one is going to be a 1-hopper to the second baseman. Fires over to first for out number 2. And that brings up the man of the heroics on Monday night, Maddox Rabin, the first baseman. And let's see if Maddox can start some fireworks with 2 out here. The big key was also on Monday night is that it came with 2 out. All right, 2 down, nobody on, and the pitch. And that one's hit the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. My good friend Paul Hutchison back out here tonight at the stadium. Good to see him. And the pitch. And that one is low for ball 1. Ball and a strike. And the wind and the 1-1. That's low. 2 balls and a strike. We had a somewhat of a light wind earlier today out of the south-southeast, but that one has just pretty much gone by the boards. That's outside, 3-1. And I guarantee you, if Maddox gets the pitch he wants on this one, he's going to be going after it. 3-1, 2 out. And the pitch. And there's a drive, but it's not going to be deep enough, and it goes to the left fielder. Only had to take about 1 step back, and so it is 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. So at the end of 2, we are still 0-0.
Thompson & Smith, the area's premier independent insurance brokerage, has been serving families and businesses in the region through its founding companies since 1927. With their many insurance company partners, Thompson & Smith provides insurance products for family, home and auto, contractors, retailers, restaurants, manufacturers, medical and dental clinics, as well as any other business or organization seeking quality coverage, risk management expertise and customer-focused service. Call them today to discuss your insurance needs.
Are you looking to build a career? Build a career with West Tennessee's own H&M Company. H&M is a leading coast-to-coast industrial design and construction firm for Fortune 500 companies. Founded in Milan in 1957 and headquartered in Jackson, H&M is actively hiring in all areas of construction and engineering. Visit us at hmcompany.com to start building your career today.
Getting ready to start the top half of the third inning, and stepping in is going to be the top of the order again for Kirk Academy. Anthony Corolla, the second baseman, Noah Jackson, the center fielder, and Hudson Maddox, the shortstop. Corolla flied out to right field his first time up, and he'll be facing again Clennon Harden on the mound, who has set the Raiders down without a hit so far. He's had 2 walks. And he gets ready to deliver to Corolla. And that one's a little bit high and inside for ball 1. But Clennon's had a good mix of pitches tonight. He's not taking a lot of time between them. And that one is going to be tapped right in front of him. It's going to be hard to pick him up, and that one's too high. We're going to give him a hit on that one because it was doubtful, because of that being between the pitcher and the catcher. It was highly doubtful if they were going to throw him out anyway. So give Corolla an infield hit. Throw was high, but it was just such a slow rolling ball between the pitcher and catcher, and he had to fire that one in, and Corolla is very fast and already there. Noah Jackson, the center fielder, takes one high for ball 1. And Maddox, the shortstop, will follow. Got it right down in there for strike 1 call. Ball and a strike. And that was the first hit for Kirk Academy of the game. Not spectacular, but it gave them a base runner. And the runner is going to second. They fire down, and he's going to get in just ahead of the throw. So Corolla with a stolen base, and now he's in scoring position. And Jackson has a 1-1 count. And he's holding up 2-1, yep, because that one was a ball on the attempted stolen base that was successful. So Jackson ahead in the count, 2-1. Harden looks the runner back at second. And the pitch. Outside, ball 3. So you got to figure Jackson is going to be going after this one if he sees the pitch he wants. Harden goes from the stretch and the pitch. And that one is going to be a one-hopper. The second baseman fires on to first and gets him for out number 1. Excellent job on that one by the Bruins to make it the first out of the inning. And furthermore, they were not allowing the base runner to get to third. All right, here comes Hudson Maddox. He walked his first time up and advanced to second on a wild pitch, but they couldn't bring him in. Maddox is a big threat. He's got plenty of power. And the pitch. That's high for ball 1. Boy, don't you know that they are going to be looking forward to him down in Oxford. The 1-0 to Maddox. And he steps off the rubber. Landon Rice, the pitcher, would be next. And he fires. And that one is going foul down the left field line. Ball and a strike. Clennon did a good job in the first inning of getting out of a jam when he walked both Maddox and Rice and then struck out the third baseman, Carter Hathrack. And they are definitely trying to keep Corolla honest down at second. That one hit him. Got away from him, and so now he's in a bit of a jam with runners on first and second. And Rice, the pitcher, is up with an opportunity to help his own cause. Walked his first time up. But they've got a force play everywhere except at the plate. Looks the runner back in the pitch. High for a ball. Ball and no strikes with 2 on and 1 out. This would be a spot for the Bruins to try to turn a double play. And the pitch. That's a high foul. Let's see if he's got room. And underneath it. And could not come away with it. It just was a long strike. Ball and a strike. When you're right here at this point, before you get into total darkness and you've still got dusk here, it can be very easy to misjudge a ball. And time called. He steps out of the box, and so we'll spin the wheel again with a ball and a strike and 1 out and 2 on. That's outside, ball 2. 2-1 count. And once again, he's got a wide stance there at the plate. They thought about going back down to second, but instead he got up high to keep it from being a wild pitch. 3 balls and 1 strike to Landon Rice. So this is a big pitch for Clennon. And he delivers. Hits the corner. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So we've gone full. This would be a big strikeout if he was able to get it. And the pitch. Outside, way outside, and so the runners advance, and they are loaded. That is the 3rd walk of the game for Clennon Hardin. And that brings up Carter Hathrack, the third baseman, who struck out his first time up. You got a force play at every base, but you also have nowhere to put him. And the pitch, and that is going to be, he got out of his glove and could not throw it. That was a perfect double play ball, but you got to give an error to the second baseman on that one. And that brings in a run, first one of the game, and so Corolla scores on the error, and that makes it a 1-0 lead for Kirk Academy. And Gage Griffin, the first baseman, stands in. He reached base on an error in the second inning. He is the 6th Raider to hit in the inning. And the pitch, and just missed hitting him. Ball and no strikes, bases still loaded. Raiders 1 run on 1 hit and 1 error. And the pitch, just missed him again. 2 balls and no strikes. The right fielder, Logan Pratt, would be next. Hardin delivers and hit him in the back. So we're seeing a little wildness show up here in this inning, and that brings in a run on the hit batsman. Maddox trots home. So give an RBI to Griffin to make it a 2-0 game. And here comes Logan Pratt. He reached base on a fielder's choice and stole a base back in the second. Way outside, that's going to get away from the catcher, but nobody is going to go. They didn't trust the ability to not be thrown out at the plate, so everybody hustles back. A 2-0 lead now for Kirk Academy. And a 1-0 count. Harden delivers. And again, way outside, and the runners didn't get away far enough to keep the runners. They decided the better of it not to try to advance from third. So it's 2 balls and no strikes. And Harden's having a hard time getting it over the plate. The pitch. High fly ball, and it's going to stay going into the shallow left field, and they're going to try to get him in, and here we go, and he is out of there. Double play. Excellent throw from the left fielder, Kurt Salmons, to nail at the plate. So what could have been a really dangerous inning ended with the double play, and so they had 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and no one. Let me take that back. I got to check my double play here. There were 2 runners left on base. So the score at the end of 2.5 innings of play, Kirk Academy 2, USJ nothing.
Turn to the experts. Since 1955, Garrett Plumbing and Heating has been the leader in plumbing, heating, and air conditioning service and installation for West Tennessee. A proud supporter of USJ Bruin Athletics, we are your local Carrier Factory authorized dealer. Call Garrett Plumbing and Heating 668-3339 for all of your plumbing, heating, and air needs.
For anyone contemplating pre-planning, we can tell you from our experience, it's much easier to make funeral plans and record them now than wait until emotions are running at their highest.
With pre-planning, you can free your mind and heart from having to make big decisions during a time of grief and instead enjoy the freedom to focus on the memories of a life well lived.
Well, that was a heads-up play in left field by Kurt Salmons. It was not a deep ball, and so when that runner at third, the pitcher Landon Rice, tried to go in and make it a sacrifice fly, he was taking a risk, and that throw was absolutely on the money, a one-hopper into Max Kilburn, and they nailed it for the double play. That could have been a big inning for Kirk Academy, but heads-up play in the outfield and also covering the plate for Max Kilburn kept it to 2 runs, and so let's see what can happen with Brooks Jones at the plate. And that one's high, 1 ball and no strikes. This is Brooks' first trip to the plate tonight. The wind. And that one goes to right field, and the right fielder only has to take about a step and a half to his left and puts it away for out number 1. Corbin Howard, the third baseman. Corbin with his first trip to the plate. And the pitch. And got him on the neck. Oh, he tried to get out of the way of that one, and that just felt like it's right where the vertebrae started. We could hear that one up here. So Corbin heads down to first very quickly, and here comes Kurt Salmons, who had that big fielding play and scored the double play in the top half of the third, and here he is to try to see if he can inflict some damage at the plate. Kurt flied out to left field his first time up. The 1-out pitch, and he went after that one. No balls and a strike. Brooks Jones is a threat to go to second, and if he could steal one here, you can believe me, if he can get it on the pitcher, he will try it. The 0-1 pitch. And on the inside corner, no balls and 2 strikes. Getting his lead over at first. Rice looks over at him, but hasn't decided to throw in that direction. And the pitch. And that one just got a piece of it, and it went into the screen. So it's still strike 2. One on, 1 out, and an 0-2 count. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. And that one is going to about a 3-roller. And they fire over to first. And safe it. No, they got him for the double play. Just did nip him at first base. And so that's the double play. And that one goes short to second to first. So in that inning for the Bruins, it was no runs, no hits. You did have a hit batsman, no errors, and no one left on base. And so at the end of 3, it is Kirk Academy 2, USJ nothing.
King Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. Grover is a certified jeweler with 35 years experience. This isn't just a jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. How far would you go for love? King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson.
Ready for spring cleaning? Don't forget your HVAC system. Somebody needs to clean out all that dust and grime, and that somebody is us. Let McCoy's Heating and Air professionally clean your system so cool air can flow where it needs to go. Schedule now and you can get your cleaning for only $90. Call McCoy's Heating and Air at 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com. McCoy's Heating and Air, Jackson's most trusted team of technicians.
We just are watching here over on the message board here at Overton Stadium a lot of the highlights of the arts here at USJ, and this school does a fabulous job both in theater, in music, and in conventional art. There's just a tremendous faculty here that instructs these youngsters in succeeding in different elements of the arts, and we take our hats off to University School of Jackson for the kind of training that these young people have, and much of it is for academic credit. Stepping into the plate is Jake West. It's Jace West, the left fielder. He struck out his first time up as we go to the top half of the 4th inning. Glennon Harden got out of a jam with the benefit of a double play at the end of the 3rd. And he fires up high, a ball and no strikes. He had 2 strong innings in the 1st and 2nd, struck out 3, but had a wild streak in the 3rd. And let's see if he can bring it back down. There you go. He went around on that one too quickly. A ball and a strike. Aiden Noah, the catcher, will follow. This has been much more of a pitcher's duel here this evening than what we've seen in the last few outings. And that one hits the corner, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. BallGame Blitz Sports Network, powered by Worthy Road Studios, bringing you all of the action tonight here at USJ. And the pitch, and a high fly ball back to center field, and he takes about 2 steps back and puts it away for out number 1. Good job in center. Staying with that ball was Hondo Scott. And they're coming over having a discussion with the umpire, Mike Bianco. And got a pinch hitter. And this is Lane Goss. He's pinch hitting for the catcher, Aiden Noah. And the pitch. A little bit high, ball and no strikes. This game has zipped along. We're already in the top half of the fourth, and we've only been at it for about 56 minutes. And they asked for help, but the first base umpire said no, he didn't go around on that one. So 2 balls and no strikes. And the line and the pitch, high, 3-0 to Goss. We'll be back up at the top of the order next as Anthony Carolla will have his third time up. And the pitch, the 3-0, and it's outside for ball 4, so he walked him on 4 pitches. That is the 4th walk of the game for Clennon Hardin. So standing in is the second baseman, Anthony Carolla. As we say, top half of the order. And the wind and the pitch went around on that one big time. No balls and a strike. Well, let's see what kind of a lead Goss gets over at first. And the pitch. And he fouled that one back to the screen. So no balls and 2 strikes. He's well ahead of his hitter now. He's looking like he's got more of his stuff here in the 4th inning that we saw in the 1st and 2nd. Runner takes his lead over at first. And the 0-2. Just outside. Ball and 2 strikes. And you may be hearing the lines of encouragement coming from the dugout for Kirk Academy. Swung and miss and got him for strike 3. That is the 4th strikeout of the game for Clennon Hardin. Runner doesn't go, and so that brings up the center fielder, Jackson. Noah Jackson, center fielder, and they fire it over to first, and he's just back. The wind and the pitch. That's outside. Ball and no strikes. Remember, you can see this game all over again in its entirety on the YouTube page of Worthy Road Studios and also on Facebook on the BallGame Blitz and Worthy Road Studios Facebook pages immediately after the game is over. Well, technically, I guess if we want to be honest about it, maybe a few minutes after the game is over. And Danny Giles comes out to the mound, and he's going to have a conversation with Clennon Hardin. He's got a 2-0 count and trying to get him settled down a little bit and also trying to buy a little more time in case he decides that, because he has thrown a lot of pitches here in this game. I think he wants to be sure that he's not tired and the ump's coming out to try to break up the meeting. So he's going to leave him in. And a 2-0 count to Jackson. Jackson struck out in the 1st, grounded out in the 3rd. And Big Hudson Maddox would be next. He's been on base twice and scored once. The pitch, outside, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. And you got to believe Jackson's probably going to be taking this pitch all the way. And the pitch, right down the middle for strike 1. 3 balls and a strike. Bruins would love to be able to get out of this one with a force play or a strikeout. That was way outside for ball 4. So that's his 5th walk of the game. And here comes Hudson Maddox, and we've got a call to the bullpen. So we're going to change pitchers, and while we do, let's take this break.
Football looks fun. I bet I would have been great at it. The first football playing Deer, they would have made a movie about me and everything. Probably get Kurt Russell to play me. But alas, me and my dreams run right over again.
For fast, reliable collision repair, trust the experts at Mitchell's Body Shop. And get back out there.
We offer live webcasting for families. It kind of came out of when so many warriors were going overseas to war. We have learned to offer families more choices, that we want to serve our families well and serve our families better.
Well, the left-hander Kurt Salmons is coming in from left field to pitch in relief of Clennon Harden, so you can wipe out the books on Clennon. He gave up only 1 hit, 2 runs in the 3rd inning of play, and that has given Kirk Academy the 2-0 lead, but I think Danny Giles just saw that he was having control trouble, particularly in both the 3rd and 4th innings. And this is going to be a tough call here for Kurt, because he's going to have to take on Hudson Maddox, who has been hit by a pitch ball and has walked. And they'll have runners on 1st and 2nd. And 2 out. 3 2/3 innings for Clennon Harden. He struck out 4 and walked 5. And had 2 guys hit by a pitch ball. And here is Hudson Maddox. We haven't seen any of his power tonight, but he's managed to, you can tell the pitchers really respect him because they haven't given him anything that has been really decent to hit. And there's 2 on with 2 out, and the pitch. Got it in that corner. Good fastball. No balls and a strike. And the pitcher, Landon Rice, would be next. He's taking his time with Maddox. Hit the corner again. No balls and 2 strikes. This would be a big one to get him out and hold this to a 2-0 lead for Kirk Academy. No balls and 2 strikes, and Maddox steps out. You can tell they are not on the Major League Baseball pitch clock because some of these at-bats are a lot longer than what we've seen in MLB this year. That one's outside and clearly intended to be. 1 ball and 2 strikes. All right, the 1-2. You got to know Maddox, if he sees one he likes, he'll tee off on it. And the runners on base will likely be moving with this pitch way outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Kurt faces a 2-2 count with 2 down and 2 on. Looks the runners back. And the pitch way, oh, that's going to get away. The runner's going to advance. So you lose the force play except at first. So he had an 0-2 count. Now he's gone 3-2. Score that a wild pitch. So you got to know Maddox is going to go after this one unless it's something that is way outside. And the pitch. That is fouled back into the parking lot. So we'll rewind the tape again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. In the top half of the 4th from Overton Stadium. And your pitch. That's a high fly ball, and pitcher over it, and just, you saw a little white on that one, but he is out. I got to tell you, Kirk, who's an excellent outfielder, that was one of those that you just held your breath and hoped it stayed in the glove. We saw a little white, but it still counts. So, after getting in a bit of a jam and forced into a pitching change, there were no runs on no hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. So the score remains at the end of 3.5 innings of play. In fact, we're halfway through this one. It is Kirk Academy 2, USJ nothing.
Buying a home is a major milestone, and at the Bank of Jackson, we want to help you achieve it. Our mortgage specialists can assist you with conventional, VA, FHA, or construction loans, as well as USDA and THDA development loans. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
Well, the Bruins will send the Kilburns and Hondo to the plate here in the 4th inning of play, trying to rally from 2 down. They've had a hard time getting the ball out of the infield. In fact, they haven't really had a clean ball. There have been a couple of flyouts to left field and right field, but most of them have stayed in the infield, and they haven't been able to bunch anything together as they quite often did Monday night. So here is Max Kilburn, the catcher. He grounded out 2nd to 1st in his first appearance. And Rice delivers. And that one's high for a ball. Now we've got darkness here in the stadium, and a few folks over here that have decided to pull out the blankets. That one's low for ball 2. Now let's see if Max can start the rally here. The wind and the pitch, and that one's going to go right back through the middle. Well, that's a base hit. Second baseman tried to knock that one down, but Max manages to get it on and to perhaps get a rally started. So give him an infield hit on that, and here comes Nash Kilburn. And he singled in the 3rd inning of play. And Hondo will be next. This will be a time for a good hit and run play. And throw over to first, and Max is back with plenty of time. But Max and Nash are both threats to go at any given time. Pitcher looks him back again. And delivers. Outside for a ball. They could potentially pitch out again to see if they could nail him easily at second, but it's not as easy as it looks. Hey, back in there easily. Let's see if Nash can deliver one of those extra base hits like he did on Monday evening. Has a big double and triple in that game. And a single as well. And that one's outside, and catcher did a good job of holding on to that. Aiden Noah managed to keep it together. So we got 2 balls and no strikes to Nash Kilburn. Max Kilburn over on first. He gets a pretty good lead. And Rice keeps his eye on him over his shoulder. And the pitch. And that one is going into right field for a base hit. They'll hold Max to second. But Nash and Max have given a real threat now for the Bruins because they've got him on first and second and nobody out. And we have a meeting of, looks like the United Nations here because they are all coming in along with Michael Bianco. And I assure you that they are not talking about where supper is going to be after tonight's game. This is the first really serious threat that they have had from the Bruins tonight here in the fourth. And with 2 on and nobody out, and Hondo Scott in the cleanup position tonight, you know, anything could happen at this stage of the game. He had 2 singles and a walk and a sacrifice fly on Monday night, so he's a threat to deliver almost anything at this point. Struck out his first time up, and he's showing bunt. And he does, and it's foul. I can tell you, had that been a successful bunt, no way they would have gotten Max Gilbert. By the time somebody picked up the ball, he was already at third. So he's going to try to lift both these guys into scoring position if indeed he tries to bunt again. And let's see from the delivery. The 0-1 pitch. He's still looking the runner back at second. And that one's low. Ball and strike. Glennon Harden would be next. He was your original pitcher. And you're hearing a lot of encouragement from the crowd for Hondo. And he's taking a lot of time on the runner. And finally, Wyatt steps out of the batter's box. The 2 runs for Kirk Academy came in the 3rd inning. And they were by the benefit of only 1 hit. But there were a couple of hit batsmen and 2 walks. Continues to look back. And he went around. He was going for the downs on that one and just fanned it. A ball and 2 strikes. This is a big, big pitch for Rice and for Wyatt. He's taking a long time between pitches, and Wyatt had had enough, so he stepped back out. And continuing to look back the runner at second. And here comes the 1-2. We think. High, ball 2. Nobody out. You got the 2 guys on the benefit of an infield hit and a single to right field. And he is working very slowly. And the pitch. and struck him out again. So that is the second strikeout for Landon Rice and brings up Clennon Harden. Clennon grounded out third to first his first time up, but he's got a chance to deliver something here with only one out and runners at first and second. And he steps out again. I think this is the longest half inning already, and we only have one out because Rice is taking an extended period of time between pitches. And he delivers. And that one's fouled out of play over into the parking area. Bruins don't want to squander away this opportunity with two on, and particularly when they had it originally with nobody out. And the pitch. Oh, that one dipped quickly, and it is two strikes. No balls, two strikes, one out. And here comes the 0-2. But it's usually a while after I say that. Now we go. High, ball one. The runners get back, tag up, and they haven't really been able to make a threat to steal, do some kind of a double steal, because pitcher is doing an extended job of looking them back to the bases, particularly the runner on second. And timeout once again. A pitch clock here would have decidedly sped up this inning. The wind and the pitch. And that is low. Ball two. Runners get back. Jackson Sills, the designated hitter, would be next. And again, taking extraordinary amount of time. And finally delivers. And that one is going to go. And it goes right through into left field, shallow left field for a base hit. And so we have all three bases full. That was a good job by Max Kilburn of hurdling that ball, because had it struck him, he would have been out. So Jackson Sills is on with the bases loaded and one out. Fly ball would bring in Max Kilburn from over at third, but you'd love to see him get another one that would be a line drive into the outfield and get a couple of these guys in. And the wind, the pitch. And that hit the corner for strike one. No balls and a strike. Maddox Rabin, the first baseman, would be next. He's a very deliberate pitcher with men on base. The wind and the pitch. And that one down in the dirt. Ball and a strike. Nowhere to put him. But they have a force play at every base. And he'll work from the stretch once again. And that one is going to be, they're going to go home with it, and he was on the plate for out number two. Heads up play by the first baseman, Gage Griffin, tossing to the catcher, Aiden Noah. So Max Kilburn is tossed out 3-2, but the runners advance fielder's choice for Jackson Sills, and so you got runners at every base once again, and here's another opportunity for Maddox Rabin to try to deliver with 2 out. Maddox did a number on Monday night to win it 13-12. Let's see what he does here, and that one is on the outside corner for strike 1. He has thrown a lot of pitches in this inning. It seems like more than 5 batters have been up to the plate. And that one, that was an amazing curve there. No balls and 2 strikes. So here comes the 0-2 with 2 out and the bases loaded. Outside, ball 1. Maddox flied out to left field his first time up. Runners take their leads. And they'll definitely be moving with this pitch. And that's down in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Maddox, a very patient hitter. If anything, he gets impatient with himself if he is not able to connect on one that he feels like he should have. So here comes the 2-2 with the bases loaded. And Rice, who has been out there a long time in this inning. High and outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Maddox has worked him full. Another one like that, and the Bruins will have their first run. The 3-2 pitch. And got it on the corner for strike 3. And that is the 3rd strikeout for Landon Rice. The Bruins had a threat. They had 2 on with nobody out and eventually got the bases loaded. It was no runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base. So at the end of 4, it is Kirk Academy 2, USJ nothing.
The most important benefit when you buy from Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way? Peace of mind. Jones Chevrolet's warranty forever comes with every qualifying new and pre-owned vehicle. Powertrain coverage for as long as you own your vehicle. Find out more at Jones Chevrolet in Three-Way.
Home furnishings, appliances, bedding, and so much more. Kaufman's. At the Bypass and Oil Well Road in Jackson. Home furnishings for every room in your home. Custom upholstery options too, with professional advice. Major appliances from America's top name brands. Mattresses and bedding accessories. Outdoor living and grilling too. And our fully stocked warehouse helps prevent supply chain delays. Kaufman's, for your life.
Going to the top half of the 5th. Raiders still on top of the Bruins 2-0. Bruins look like they had a big rally ready to break out in the 4th, and it was tough pitching on the part of Landon Rice to get himself out of that jam that they had 2 on with nobody out, and the Bruins had the bases loaded with 1 out, and they couldn't get anybody home. So coming to the plate here, we're going back to the heart of the order, and here is Landon Rice, the pitcher. And that one's high and over his head for ball 1. He walked twice so far. He walked in both the 1st and the 3rd. And that one's right down in there for strike 1. Bruins the Raiders 2 runs on 1 hit, and the Bruins no runs on 3 hits. That one's outside and low for ball 2. In case you just joined us, the JV Bruins came through with a solid 8-0 victory in a 4-inning game over Kirk Academy before this one. That one's outside for ball 3, so it's 3-1. Kurt Salmons in relief of Clennon Harden. And the wind and the pitch. Got it on the outside corner for strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Carter Hathrack, the third baseman, is next. And the pitch. Got him! Nothing but air for Rice. And that's the first strikeout for Salmons for out number 1. And Hathrack steps in. He'll be followed by the first baseman, Gage Griffin. Carter struck out in the first inning and reached base on an error. And that's a ball. Reached base on an error in the third. And the wind and the pitch. Hit the corner. A ball and a strike. Kurt's job right here is just to hold them where they are at 2 and hope his teammates can get another rally going like they almost did in the fourth. Boy, that was a slow changeup. He went way out in front of that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch. And that one's a high chopper to the shortstop. It's going to fire quickly. Pull the first baseman off the bag. That was a tough play. So give Hathrack an infield hit on that one, and that brings up Gage Griffin, the first baseman. And the pitch. Right down in there for strike 1. And they're playing at double play depth. They pulled off an infield-outfield double play and went after that one big time. So quickly, no balls and 2 strikes on Gage Griffin. Logan Pratt, the right fielder, would be next. Slow change up. They're not going to get him at second. And Hathrack just frankly stole that one on the pitcher. So Griffin has a ball and 2 strikes. So take the force play off. Right down in there for strike 3. Second strikeout of the evening for Kurt Salmons, and both of them have been in this inning, and that brings up Logan Pratt, who reached base on a fielder's choice and stole second in the second inning, and then he's the one who flied out into what became a double play in the third. And the pitch. And just missed on that one, a ball and no strikes. A runner in scoring position now with 2 out. Salmons has settled everything down since he came into the game, and they're going to take time. He has only allowed the 1 hit. He's got 2 strikeouts. Gave up a walk in the fourth. And that's 2 balls and no strikes. They'll have Brooks Jones, Corbin Howard, and Salmons himself coming up in the Bruin half of the 5th. That one hit the corner perfectly. 2 balls and 1 strike. Runner taking his lead at second. And the pitch. Went around on that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Pratt. Jace West, the left fielder, is on deck. And here's a big 2-2 pitch coming for Salmons and the Bruins. Looks the runner back at second, and so they step out of the batter's box. All right, the lefty getting ready to deliver. And the pitch. Just high, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now he's worked him full, so a payoff pitch coming with a runner at second. And this one is much anticipated by the fans here. And here goes the wind and the pitch. Got him on the inside corner for strike 3. So 3 strikeouts in that inning for Kirk Salmons. He gave up 1 hit, no runs, and there was 1 man left on base. And so we are still, after 4.5 with the same score, it is the Raiders 2, the Bruins nothing.
Are you looking to build a career? Build a career with West Tennessee's own H&M Company. H&M is a leading coast-to-coast industrial design and construction firm for Fortune 500 companies. Founded in Milan in 1957 and headquartered in Jackson, H&M is actively hiring in all areas of construction and engineering. Visit us at hmcompany.com to start building your career today.
Championship DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Bottom half of the 5th, and Landon Rice is still on the mound for Kirk Academy. He's given up 3 hits to the Bruins. And Brooks Jones, the second baseman, stands in. He flied out to right field his first time up. Bruins had a rally going in the 4th, but couldn't get anybody in. Had runners on first and second with nobody out and eventually loaded the bases, but could not deliver in the clutch. Let's see if they can do it here in the 5th. Yeah, that one right down in there for strike 1. Rice has thrown an awful lot of pitches in this game, and he had a very long 4th inning. And the pitch. Man. First base umpire, they appealed to him, and he said, nope, he didn't go around. Ball and a strike. Corbin Howard would be next, and then the pitcher, Kurt Salmons. And the pitch. That goes down into the dirt and bounce away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Now, this has been much more of a pitching duel than we've seen in our last 3 television outings with the Bruins. And the pitch. And went after it, but nothing there, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jones has 3 strikeouts in the game, and that one's a high fly ball. Center fielder chasing it. And that's going to go all the way back to the wall, and he's going to be into second with a stand-up double. So Jones got everything on that one and chased Noah Jackson all the way back to the wall, and the Bruins have another rally starting, they hope. That's the 4th hit, and that brings up Corbin Howard, the third baseman. He got on base in the 3rd inning when he was hit by a pitch ball. Corbin hitting in the 9 spot tonight. And once again, he's going to take a lot of time looking back the runner at second. And he delivers. And that one's going to get away, and that is going to advance the runner to third. So Brooks has made it all the way within 90 feet of first base. on the pass ball. So it's a ball and no strikes. Fly ball would bring him in. The wind and the pitch. Oh, he went after one that was outside. A ball and a strike. Kurt Salmon's up next, and then Max Kilburn. The 1-1 from Rice. Hit the corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We're live from Overton Stadium in Jackson, Tennessee, on the campus of the University School of Jackson. I'm Steve Beverly, and it's good to have all of you with us tonight. We've enjoyed the entire season so far, and let's see if this is going to be one that can get the Bruins back into this one with a runner on third and nobody out and a 1-2 count to Corbin Howard in the pitch. And he went around on that one for strike 3. So the 4th strikeout for Landon Rice, and that brings up his counterpart, Kurt Salmons, who came in relief back in the 4th inning. And he's got Brooks Jones down there on third base trying to get him in. And the pitch. That one was a wicked curve that went in for strike 1. Max Kilburn will be next. He singled his last time up. And the pitch to Kurt. Inside, ball 1. And the Bruins players are all hanging on the rail trying to give encouragement to Kurt at the plate. Got their rally caps going. And the pitch. And that one slices foul out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes with the runner still on third. Got to take advantage of all of these opportunities that you possibly can because we're getting later in the game. That one just missed and then bounced away from the catcher. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Kurt has flied out to left, and he grounded into a double play back in the 3rd. The wind and the pitch. And that one's going to bring a run home. They're going second to first, but give him an RBI on that one as Brooks Jones comes home. So Kurt grounds out 4-3, but he gets an RBI, and that closes the lead to 2-1. So they did not waste the double by Brooks Jones, and now here is Max Kilburn, the catcher. Singled his last time up and got to third, but couldn't get in. The pitch, outside for ball 1. Nash Kilburn would be next. And Nash is 2 for 2 in tonight's game. A run on 4 hits for the Bruins, and the pitch. Almost hit him on that one. 2 balls and no strikes. So bases are clear, and now he's hoping to get a 2-out hit. And that one, is it going to drop into right field for a base hit? Nice line drive into right field, and so Max is on with his 2nd hit of the evening, and now here comes Nash Kilburn, who's 2 for 2. Now, if he could let fly one of those extra base hits like he had Monday night, this thing would potentially be tied. That's the 5th hit of the game for the Bruins. And Max gets back very easily. Rice has really been holding the runners tight during the course of this game. Bruins have closed it to 2-1, and the pitch. And that hits that outside corner, and we have an 0-1 count. Nash he's an excellent ground ball hitter, and he's one that he can slice line drives to the outfield. Had that big triple on Monday night. The wind, and got a fastball, and that is going into right field for a base hit. So the Kilburns do it again. Max could only get to second because that was a hard liner, and so here comes Hondo Wyatt Scott. He has struck out twice tonight, and here's where he wants to end that string. 2 outs, runners on first and second for the Bruins. And Hondo at the plate. And he's going to be taking a lot of time on the mound if last inning was any indication. And the pitch. Inside corner for a strike. Clennon Harden, the original pitcher for the Bruins, would be next. Let's see if the Kilburns might try to pull off a double steal here. Not as likely with 2 out. And the pitch. And that one is going to the shortstop and fires to second, and that ends the inning. So that one is a 6-4. So it winds up with 1 run scoring on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. But the Bruins did pick up 1, and so we are going to the top of the 6th with the Raiders leading 2-1.
This could be a true story. On October 3rd, a 2003 hatchback struck and killed a deer that goes by the name Buck. I know, right? He now has Buck's head proudly displayed on his living room wall. He tells a different story.
Shot it.
No, he didn't.
And to hide his lie, he took his car to Mitchell's body shop.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did. And lucky for him, they made it look good as new. And as for Buck, the story continues.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson, or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care, and let your smile say it all.
BallGame Blitz Sports Network bringing you Bruin baseball tonight and every night when the Bruins are home, and we'll be with you tomorrow. Special time, 11 a.m. tomorrow. Remember that again, particularly if you need to remake your plans to be here in person, 11 a.m. If you can't join us here on the BallGame Blitz Sports Network, and we'll have all of the action between the Bruins and Chester County. And here in the top of the 6th, Kurt Salmons had 3 strikeouts in the 5th inning. And he will face the left fielder, Jace West, the catcher, Aiden Noah, and the second baseman, Anthony Corolla. He's done a good job in relief since he came in with 2 down in the 4th inning. And if the Bruins could get a rally in the 6th and 7th, he could be the winning pitcher in this game. And the lefty delivers. And just inside for a ball. Jace West struck out in the 2nd and flied out to center field, and he swings away at that one. 1 ball and 1 strike. He flied out to center field in the 4th. And Kurt delivers. Hit that corner again on the inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the wind and the pitch. That's a high fly ball going back to right field, and snagging it is Nash Kilburn for out number 1. Nash went to a knee and then came back up to put that one away, and so that brings up Aiden Noah. He grounded out in the second, and in the fourth, he walked, made it to third, but could not come in to score. And there's a ball. Corolla and Noah Jackson, the center fielder, would be next, and that one was inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Kurt's not taking a lot of time between pitches, working very fast in the pitch. Right down in there for strike 1. 2-1 count with 1 out and nobody on. And here's Kurt's 2-1. High ball 3. Getting up quickly to keep that one from going astray was Max Kilburn. The wind and the pitch. And that's another high fly ball that's going into right field. Getting under it and taking it once again is Nash Kilburn for out number 2. If Corolla does that, then Nash will tie a record held by many. So since coming in, Salmons has only allowed a hit and a walk and no runs. And he has struck out 3. And the pitch. Nice curveball. No balls and a strike. Corolla is 1 for 3 in the game. He struck out his last time up. He singled and scored in the third, stole a base, and he flied out to open up the game. The 1-1 pitch, and that's a high fly ball going into left center field and getting it one-handed. The left fielder puts it away for out number 3. So another good job of relief pitching on the part of Kurt Salmons. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. At the end of 5 1/2, the Raiders still lead the Bruins 2-1.
Are you looking to build a career? Build a career with West Tennessee's own H&M Company. H&M is a leading coast-to-coast industrial design and construction firm for Fortune 500 companies. Founded in Milan in 1957 and headquartered in Jackson, H&M is actively hiring in all areas of construction and engineering. Visit us at hmcompany.com to start building your career today.
Ready for spring cleaning? Don't forget your HVAC system. Somebody needs to clean out all that dust and grime, and that somebody is us. Let McCoy's Heating and Air professionally clean your system so cool air can flow where it needs to go. Schedule now and you can get your cleaning for only $90. Call McCoy's Heating and Air at 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com. McCoy's Heating and Air, Jackson's most trusted team of technicians.
Well, we're going to the bottom half of the 6th. It's Clennon Harden, the original pitcher, Jackson Sills, the designated hitter, and Maddox Rabin, the first baseman, to face Landon Rice, who has gone all the way for Kirk Academy. And Clennon had a single in the 4th. He grounded out in the 2nd. And so far in tonight's game, Rice has done a good job of scattering 6 hits. He has struck out 4. He has hit 1 batter, but has not walked anybody. So he's had good control throughout this game. Let's see if he hangs in here in these last 2. The pitch, high and outside for a ball. The Bruins sent 6 men to the plate in the 5th, but they could only get 1 in. And here's the 0-1. Inside. No, right on the corner. No balls. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the wind and the pitch. Got the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Clennon Harden. And the pitch. And just missed hitting him. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And this has been an excellent pitching duel here this evening. Rice has been a grinder all the way through, and that's a fly ball out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and nobody out, nobody on. And you got to know Clennon would love to be able to get on with another single right here and start another rally. The wind and the pitch. And that one's going into, there's no way they're going to stop that one, into center field. Nice line drive for Clennon Harden with 2 strikes. And he reaches first, and that brings up Jackson Sills, the designated hitter. Jackson grounded out in the second, hit into a fielder's choice in the 4th. And they've got a big gap out there between center and right field if he could get one over the second baseman's head. Clennon, they go to first, and he's back in plenty of time. Maddox Rabin would be next. And he's looking him back over there. And goes to first again, and the only thing that happened there is that it'll require a little bit more laundry detergent to clean the uniform. And the wind. And the pitch. And the corner for strike 1. Rice has been steady all the way, and he managed to get himself out of 2 jams in both the 4th and the 5th with only 1 run scoring on the part of the Bruins. That one was in the 5th. And went around on that one. No balls and 2 strikes. He's taking his time, and once again getting a lead at first is Harden. And the pitch. And he's going to move on to second on the pass ball. Clennon did a good job of holding off on that one. Jackson did, and Clennon's down to second. I think the entire stadium was united as one to tell him get down to second, including his teammates. Runner on second now with nobody out, and the 1-2 coming from Rice. The pitch. High and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the force play gone. That gives a lot of opportunities on the base paths for the Bruins right now. The 2-2 pitch coming as he's looking the runner back at second. And the pitch. Got him looking for strike 3. That's the 5th strikeout of the evening for Landon Rice. But still only 1 out for Maddox Rabin. Maddox is flied out to left field, and he was caught looking in the 4th inning. Brooks Jones, the second baseman, would be next. And I know that the Bruin faithful are hoping that he will be next. And timeout taken. As we say, he has been working very deliberately with a runner on second base. Just taking a lot of time between pitches, and so he has had a number of Bruins to step out on him. Still a 2-1 game in the pitch. Got around on that one. No balls and a strike to Maddox Rabin. And once again, he's in a position to try to deliver in the clutch here, as he was Monday night when he hit the game winner to win it 13-12 over Fayette Academy. Working out of the stretch. The pitch, timeout called. So once again, this is not a pitch clock situation, and he's using every bit of time that he can to continue to hold off on delivering his pitch. It's almost a stare down at second. And that's outside, a ball and a strike. It was the same way. We are nearing the 2-hour mark for this game, but it's moved much more swiftly than what we have had in the last 2 outings here. 3 hours and 34 minutes on Monday night. The pitch. And that one goes down into the dirt in front. 2 balls and a strike. Maddox, good concentration at the plate. He was so frustrated with himself when he saw that third strike at the end of the 4th inning. The wind. And the pitch. And again, low. 3 balls and a strike to Maddox Rabin. Now, I will tell you, if he sees the pitch he likes right here, he's going to have the green light. But I don't expect for Clennon Harden to attempt a steal here. The wind and the pitch. And just caught the corner. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And a few editorial comments coming from the crowd who didn't see it the same way. They thought it was ball 4. All right, here comes the payoff pitch with a runner on second. The 3-2. And that's going to go to, and that's bobbled by the shortstop, and so everybody is going to be safe. So Maddox gets on an error on shortstop Hudson Maddox, and that brings Clennon Harden over to third. Now, first and third, and here we have another one of those joint summit meetings on the mound. And they're working on, and I can tell you from what I've been told by many people when they go into these situations, this is literally situational baseball where the coach is going to be telling them, okay, this is what we do if this happens, or if this happens in this case. And runners on first and third, you have a lot of different options right here, but making sure they know what base to go to. Ideally, if you're in the outfield, if you're playing defense at this point, ideally you'd like to have a conventional double play. But there are so many what-ifs with this, and now the Bruins with Brooks Jones coming in, the second baseman. And Maddox could be a threat to try to steal and knock off the force play. He tends to work much faster when he does not have a runner on second base. And he delivers. Hit the corner. Exactly where he wanted it. No balls and a strike. The Bruins 1 run on 7 hits and 2 errors, and the Raiders 2 runs on only 2 hits and 2 errors. Brooks has flied out, and he has doubled. His last time out, he doubled and scored the only run so far for the Bruins on a fielder's choice. He stepped out again. No balls and a strike. The wind, and he stepped off the rubber. I heard somebody in the crowd yell, balk, but that would have brought in a run. So it's still no balls and a strike. We are in the bottom half of the 6th. The Bruins have trailed since the 3rd. And he stepped out of the batter's box. He was going right down the middle with that one, but he stepped out before the pitch was tossed. And this is one of those things where in Major League Baseball, that's the reason the pitch clock went in, is to try to stop long, deliberate extensions between pitches. And that one's low, 1-1. Corbin Howard, the third baseman, would be next. He's been on base once tonight. Rice has got to be tired out there, and he delivers. And that one's fouled out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just got a piece of it. So resetting it again. The runners are on first and third. A 1 ball, 2 strike count and 1 out. Bruins trying to come from behind. And the pitch, way outside for ball 2. Not far enough for the runner to advance, but the runner goes from first to second, and that takes off the force play. So Maddox Rabin paying attention, and he goes on the wild pitch. So now they're both in scoring position on second and third with a 2-2 count. And a big opportunity for Brooks Jones now with first base open. The wind and the pitch. And just got a piece of it foul. So we stay 2-2. A fly ball would tie the game. Rice will tee it up again. He's struck out 5 so far. The wind and the pitch. And that one again, it gets away from the catcher. They got him at first, and so it is a strikeout. That's the 6th one. And so the putout is 1-3. So that is the 6th strikeout. So no harm done to the Raiders in that case. But, boy, everybody had their hats hanging out there thinking that maybe it got away enough that Jones could make it to first. Aubrey Sellers is coming in to pitch hit for Corbin Howard. We haven't seen much of him in varsity action so far this year, but this kid has got a lot of power. And let's see what he can do with runners on second and third and nobody out. The wind and the pitch. And it's in there for strike 1. Runners not taking a big lead at second and third. And the pitch. And he went around on it. Strike 2. So he has quickly gotten behind. No balls and 2 strikes. And the Bruins sincerely hoping they're not going to strand these 2 runners. And the wind and the pitch. And that is going to be to the third baseman. He's going to fire to first. And got him. So the Bruins waste the 2 men on base. It was no runs on 1 hit 1 error, and 2 men left on base. So it is still, after 6 innings of play, Raiders 2, Bruins 1.
Tired of going to the dealerships only to see empty spaces? Then come to Carlock Nissan of Jackson. We have over 60 new vehicles in stock and more coming in daily. You can see, feel, and of course smell that new car smell. Save up to $8,600 off MSRP on a new Nissan. Plus, special APR financing as low as 1.9%. It's all at Carlock Nissan of Jackson. You should already be here.
Mention BallGame Blitz Sports Network and receive a free gift.
Well, Kurt Salmons is in his 4th inning of relief work, and he's done a good job. He has held Kirk Academy scoreless since he came in and has only given up 1 hit and a walk and has struck out 3. But this is where you got to hold 'em Bruins in this inning to give yourself a chance to try to take it on in the bottom half of the 7th. Noah Jackson, the center fielder, Hudson Maddox, the shortstop, and Landon Rice, the pitcher, will be up to bat. Jackson so far in the game is 1 for 2. He's reached base on a walk. He struck out in the 1st inning and grounded out in the 3rd. So we're in the 7th. And what has been one of these grinding pitchers duels that has been really an interesting game to watch across the board. The wind and the pitch by Salmons. Got that outside corner with a curveball. He has worked very, very fast since he's come into the game. Just missed. Ball and 2 strikes. It was a good-looking pitch. A ball and 2 strikes. Curveball just missed. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the fans are on top of this one. The pitch. Just inside. Now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. So he's gone full. And the pitch. And he fouled it into the screen. 3 balls and 2 strikes. We've been at it exactly 2 hours. A much quicker outing tonight than what we've had in the last 2 that have both gone over 3. And the pitch down into the dirt for ball 4. So Jackson reaches base with a walk. That's the 2nd walk given up by Kurt Salmons, and that brings Maddox up to the plate. He is 0 for 1. He flied out in the 4th inning. He walked in the 1st, and then he was hit by a pitch ball and scored in the 3rd. And as we mentioned earlier in tonight's game, he has committed to Ole Miss. And there for strike 1. And he'll be playing for the father of Kirk Academy coach Michael Bianco, and that's namely Mike Bianco, the head coach of the defending national champions. Outside, he got a chance for him at second. He got him. And we see a little bit of intensity on the part of Jackson after the call. It was a one-hopper, but they got him on the arm. So that takes the threat off on the base paths right now. And Maddox steps back in. And the pitch. And that one's going to be lined into left field for a base hit. So Maddox reaches base, and that'll bring up Landon Rice, the pitcher. And so far tonight, Rice walked in the first, walked in the third, and struck out in the fifth. Officially 0 for 1. Little low, ball 1. Maddox is a threat to go at first. And he is very fast, especially for a big guy. There you go, in the corner for a ball and a strike. Carter Hathrack, the third baseman, would be next. And the pitch. And that's going to go right back up the middle. That hit the edge of the mound, and so that's going to keep the runners on first and second. So he just went right with the pitch on that. So now the Raiders have a seventh inning threat going, and Hathrack steps into the plate. This is where the Bruins would love to have a one-out double play. Hathrack struck out, reached base. That's a strike. He struck out in the first, reached base on an error in the third, and in the fifth, singled and stole second. So he is 1 for 3, and they hit him on the hip. And this is not what the Bruins were hoping to see in this inning, and so that one just simply got away from Kirk. So they're all loaded with one out. There's a forced play at every base for Gage Griffin, the first baseman. This is where if it's in the infield, you want to try to go home. That's fouled out of play. Maddox went over there and tried to make a chase for it, but nothing doing. Big jam here in the seventh, and the Bruins want to try to hold this to a 2-1 game if they possibly can. 4 hits now for the Raiders. The wind and the pitch. Right down in there for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes to Griffin. This would be a big strikeout. And the wind and the pitch. Just inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We talk about bang-bang plays. That was a bang-bang pitch. And the umpire has called over Danny Giles. And, of course, we are up here in the press box, and we have no idea what they're talking about. But he called Danny over to have, shall we say, a brief conversation. So we'll do it all again. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out and the bases loaded for Kirk Academy. Kirk would love a strikeout here. No. You got him, yes. A late call, but he called him out on strikes. And a few more editorial comments coming from the stands. That brings up Logan Pratt, the right fielder. Big strikeout for Kurt Salmons, and that is his 4th of the game. And the pitch. Low for ball 1. They got into this with a walk to Noah Jackson, and then Hudson Maddox singled. Yet another single from Landon Rice, and he went after that one, a ball and a strike. Jackson was thrown out, and then Maddox singled, Rice got a single, and then a hit by a pitch ball. Just outside, 2 balls and a strike. No place to put Pratt. Salmons with the pitch. Got in the inside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jace West, the left fielder, is on deck. Pratt in the game so far is 0 for 3. And the 2-2 pitch. Got him! Strike 3! 5th strikeout for Kirk Salmons, and he delivered in that bases-loaded jam and got the last 2 with the strikeouts. It was no runs on 2 hits, a hit batsman and a walk, no errors, and 3 men left on base. We got a go-get-'em Bruins. We're going to the bottom of the 7th. It is Kirk Academy 2, USJ 1.
Ready for spring cleaning? Don't forget your HVAC system. Somebody needs to clean out all that dust and grime, and that somebody is us. Let McCoy's Heating and Air professionally clean your system so cool air can flow where it needs to go. Schedule now and you can get your cleaning for only $90. Call McCoy's Heating and Air at 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com. McCoy's Heating and Air, Jackson's most trusted team of technicians.
Carlac Prestige is not your typical used car dealer. We have everything from a Porsche to this, and lots more. We inspect and repair all our vehicles. Ask us to prove it. We will.
Carlac Prestige, Van Drive, Jackson.
At Arrington Funeral Directors, we accept all prearranged funerals. So you may have prearranged your funeral in this town with another funeral home or even in another state, but we accept all prearranged funerals because we're here to serve families.
Well, here in the bottom of the 7th, it sounds like a 60s rock group, Kurt and the Kilburns. They will be leading off here on what they hope will be a game-winning rally. Kurt Salmons, who has done a terrific job in relief, is stepping up to the plate, hoping to be able to help himself. He's got an RBI tonight. He is officially 0 for 3 in the game. He's flied out and grounded out twice. The pitch, and that's going to the second baseman. He fields over to first and got him for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Max Kilburn is 2 for 3 tonight. He grounded out in the first. He has singled twice, and they haven't been able to bring him in either time. He made it to third in the 4th. He made it to second in the 5th. So it's Max and then Nash. They have started 2 rallies in this game, but they've only been able to get 1 run in. A high foul. It's going to be in play, and they nail it for out number 2. The first baseman got under it, and he had a long run, and so 2 pitches and 2 outs. And so that leaves it up to Nash Kilburn. Nash 3 for 3 tonight. He singled in the 1st, the 4th, and the 5th, and he has also not scored. The only run was scored by Brooks Jones in the 5th. So this is where it has to happen. The pitch. And that one's going to short. It's a long throw to first. They got him. 3 pitches, 3 outs. And Kirk Academy takes it 2-1. So it was no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. Your final score, Kirk Academy 2 and USJ 1. We'll be back with the totals right after these messages.
Fleet Feet, your locally owned source for the best shoes for school, work, running, and everyday comfort. They offer a 3D scan of your feet and professional fitting. Fleet Feet sells the top-selling brands Hoka, OnCloud, and Brooks. To add comfort to your spikes or other performance shoes, let Fleet Feet fit you for a pair of arch support inserts. Get the quality you want and the service you deserve at Fleet Feet in Jackson on Oil Well Road beside Walgreens.
Dynamics Physical Therapy. We help our clients get back to doing what they love. Dynamics is now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
Well, it was a heartbreaker for the Bruins. They still had their opportunity in the 7th, and it was one of those weird endings in which they made connection with the ball 3 times, and it was 2 ground outs and a fly out, and it was 3 pitches, 3 outs. Game, set, and match goes to Kirk Academy. It was a very good pitching duel tonight in a game that was played in 2 hours and 10 minutes. So a much faster one than what we had with the 3.5-hour marathon on Monday night. But unfortunately, the Bruins could not pull it out. The damage was done in the 3rd inning, in which Kirk Academy started out with a single by their second baseman, Anthony Corolla, and then it was for starting pitcher Clennon Harden a bit of wildness in the 3rd. He hit 2 men with a pitch ball, and he walked a man, and that ultimately led to a single by Gage Griffin, and that led to 2 men coming in, and that was all the offense of the night for Kirk Academy. They got the 2 runs. They only had 4 hits. 2 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for Kirk Academy. 1 run, 8 hits, and 1 errors for the Bruins. And so Coach Giles brought in Kurt Salmons in the 4th with 2 out, and Kurt did a terrific job striking out 5 and didn't allow a run during the course of his 3 1/3 innings. But they just could not offensively. They had threats in the 4th, 5th, and the 6th. And, in fact, in one of those innings, they had the bases loaded and could not get a run in. They managed to get their run in the 5th inning, and that came after Brooks Jones had doubled, and he came home on a fielder's choice RBI by Kurt Salmons. So it was a tough one tonight. Our player of the game, we would have to give it to the pitcher for Kirk Academy, Landon Rice, because he went all the way, all 7 innings, and scattered the 8 hits of the Bruins and got out of 3 pretty tough jams in the 4th, 5th, and 6th, and held the Bruins down to the 1 run that they had when there were opportunities that they could have broken the game open. And so it was a terrific job of pitching, particularly in the clutch for him. So that wraps it up from here tonight. 2-1 was your final. And tomorrow, the Bruins will be right back at it again. In fact, it's only a little bit less than 14 hours away, because they will be taking on Chester County, and we'll be here to bring it to you live on the BallGame Blitz Sports Network in Worthy Road Studios. 11 a.m. is the first pitch. And so if you want to be here in person, just get here early. It's going to be a warm day tomorrow. It'll be a very pleasant one. No rain in the forecast, and we are looking forward to it. And hopefully it'll be a different outcome as the Bruins take on Chester County. So as we wrap it up on this less than happy night for the Bruin fans, we'll tell you that the executive producer of Worthy Road Studios is Paul Schultze. And tonight's producer, Stephanie Janda, our director, the ever-cool, ever-present Christopher Reasons, and on camera tonight is Eric Inman. I'm Steve Beverly. It's been good to be with you again tonight, and so until we're with you at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, I'm saying so long from the great hub city of West Tennessee.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports, including Union University, USJ, TCA, Jackson Christian, and Peabody. Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow-motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.